What's going on, guys? Black Scout Survival. Today we got Ty here. He's going to show us how he sets up his battle belt, being, you know, a law enforcement, military, and a SWAT sniper kind of background. You know, he's told me some things that kind of make sense, and, you know, I see a lot of people running different variations of their battle belt, and he's got some real world experience, especially being a law enforcement, wearing that kind of stuff all the time. Some things that just make sense for that. We're really using for the belt system the new Black Scout concealment belt with the D-ring buckle. These will be coming out here soon, and you can get essentially every one of our belts with this D-ring Cobra buckle, so you can use it to hook things to, you know, rig up safety lines, things like that. We're also using Wilder Tactical, and we'll put the discount codes for Wilder Tactical at the bottom, so you can get these Wilder Tactical items with our discount for that. But anyhow, you can see my battle belt. I'm running the Black Scout concealment belt with D-ring, Wilder Tactical minimalist pad, and Wilder Tactical gear here. I've got a T-Rex dump pouch here, and I don't always run a dump pouch, but today we're at the range, I thought I'd run it. I've got the med kit here, and, you know, my flashlight, karambit, gun, and handcuffs. So that's kind of how I run mine, and like I said, Ty's given me a lot of insight on how to set them up, so I thought it'd be a good video for him to show. Yeah, so go ahead, Ty.
All right, guys, so I started running the battle belt setup about 3 or 4 years ago. I went from the standard Bianchi nylon gear with a drop leg holster that was strapped to my leg. I did not like having things strapped to my leg, and I didn't like how it just felt unsecure, and it took me forever to get the belt on. So I started running a battle belt. Originally it was a high-speed gear, but now they've got these minimalist thinner pads, and I really like them just because they stay out of the way, they don't ride up as much, and they weigh less. So starting out, what you want to do is measure out where your buckles are going to be. So I've already wrapped this around my waist. I wear a medium-sized belt, so the medium pad comes around and fits right where the buckle is going to be, right here. And then what I'm going to do is to start the belt off, bring it through one of these loops just to add some rigidity and retention. And I already know, because I've measured it out, that I need to bring this up and over and then Velcro it back down. That's also going to keep the belt secure, and it's not going to let it move on me. The next thing I'm going to do is measure out these Wilder Tactical pistol mags. Now these have the belt loop attachments, which are much easier to get on. So all I'm going to do is set them side by side, place them where I want them, and then I'm going to mark which loop I need my belt to go through, which will be right here. So I'll take these off, take my belt through, and back out. And then I'll place my pistol mags just like that. Make sure they're getting secure. They go around that hook. Perfect. And now they don't have much movement at all. They don't have anywhere to go. Next, I'll take my rifle mag. This has a Blade Tech clip. I want to show you guys some different clips too. So what we'll do is measure the same way. I'm gonna go there. Mark with my finger where the belt loop needs to come out. Feed it through. And then replace everything. And then I'll take my clip and hook it on there. Now, why do you want to measure out where your pouches are in relation to where these belt loops are? 2 reasons. One is retention. You want them to be sturdy, and whenever you pull them, you don't want the belt to ride up. 2 is you don't want them to move side to side, because when you're moving around, especially in a vehicle, things like that, or if you just throw it in the back of your trunk and you grab it and you want to throw it on real fast, like if you're in law enforcement military, you want everything to be right where it is every single time, and you don't want any variance, because the muscle memory, whenever you go to index a magazine or something, needs to be there every single time, especially if you're operational. So that's why we do that. I'm going to go ahead and finish out this belt, and I'll come back and tell you how I've set it up and why I've set it that. Hey guys, one thing I want to go over real quick is holster and holster retention. The biggest thing I learned in law enforcement, I mean, like day one, is protect your weapon. You want your weapon to be secure at all times and not worry about anybody else grabbing it or somebody jerking it off your belt. So what I do is I like to keep things away from my gun and my draw as much as I possibly can. That's why the flashlight's here, and I've got 2 belt loops or 3 belt loops coming in between. Now I'm going to feed my holster on. I'm going to go behind, and I'm going to feed this through 2 of the loops, just like this. Now with this Black Scout EDC gun belt. It's nice and firm, which is what I want, but it takes a little getting used to and a little bit of work getting it through the belt loops. Now, I've got that through too on the underneath. I'm gonna come through this belt loop on the actual holster. And as you can see, that holster is not going anywhere. Then I can feed it back through here. And it's gonna act a lot like a keeper does on a law enforcement duty belt. So everybody teaches you have a keeper here and a keeper here on your holster. That's essentially what these belt loops are. This holster is not going anywhere. It's not going up or down, left or right, so you don't have to worry about it moving on you. All right, guys, so here we've got the finished product. As you can see, I've got 2 pistol magazines up front. I've got an AR mag behind those. Here is a 308 mag, and the reason I do this is, one, because if I'm carrying my AK out at the range, I can put a magazine in that. But operationally, what I did is I had a bolt gun magazine. It was an AICS pattern magazine in my belt. I had one on my chest rig, and I had one in my gun. So essentially I had 30 rounds of 308 ammunition on me at all times. So if I had to pop out of the car, throw my kit on real fast, I knew I could engage 30 targets or engage 30 times. Just because of the ammunition that I carried. This will also, if I'm not running a AK mag or a 308 mag, this will fit an AR mag just fine. So essentially I can have 2 pistol mags and 2 AR mags if I wanted to, but I like being versatile. A big thing with my gear is I don't make a lot of money, so I've got to be practical, tactical, and comfortable. This is practical and tactical for everything, and obviously the belt's comfortable. I also like these Wilder universal mags because, as you can see, it'll fit a Glock mag, it'll fit a double stack 45 SIG mag. This is a double stack SIG 9mm magazine. In and out, no problems. The lips are flared, which is great for a reholster. If you've got to do a tactical reload, put your magazine that's got a couple rounds left in it, put it back in there, no problems. It also has that on the AR style magazines and the 308. Wilder was very gracious and provided a lot of this stuff for me. The belt pad, the magazine pouches, and the handcuff pouch, all from them. I really appreciate their stuff. They make a good quality, solid product. So if you guys are looking for gear like that, give them a holler. We'll put their link in the description.
He's got his battle belt on and kind of see how he's running his now.
So up front, I've got 2 pistol magazines, an AR mag, and I've got my 308 mag right behind it. Behind me, I've got my med kit in the small of my back. And a lot of guys will say, well, why you run your med kit in the back? Well, because like Jack said, I want all my fighting stuff up front. And reason number 2 is with the Black Scout medical kit, I can reach back and index the pull tab, grab the big tactile pull right here and pull this up, and all my medical supplies is going to come out and fall on the ground behind me. So if somebody's going to work on me, all I got to do is flip me over, pull that, it's easy access. Or if I need to patch myself up, I can do the same thing, either hand, left or right handed. Next, I've got a flashlight, my Black Scout flashlight retention holster. I run a T-Rex Ragnarok with the light capability for my Glock 19 on the QLS system. What I like about the QLS system is I've got several different types of guns. So if I'm running the Glock 19, I'll throw that on. If I'm going to run my SIG, I can slide that in, no problem. And I can use this belt for lots of different platforms. So that goes in nice secure. Up front, I run handcuffs, mostly because whenever I've got a plate carrier on when I was operational, I didn't want to have to reach behind me, one, because I've got all this big bulk stuff on my sides back here, and I don't want to reach behind me for any reason to try and get my handcuffs out. So all I'd have to do is sling my rifle down, come up, grab my cuffs, hook up whoever I'm trying to hook up, and then move along with what we're doing. So that's just a quick overview of how and why I run my belt the way that I do. It's versatile because if I was running warrants or, you know, banging doors, this works. And if I'm behind the bolt gun or doing some kind of sniper observer type thing, this belt also works for it. So that's why I like it. That's why I chose the things that I choose.
And you can see he's really clean up here. This is flat, so if he needs to get in a prone position, I see a lot of guys have like 3 crooked mags up here, you know, all the way, and it's going to be, you know, difficult to get prone, or you're not going to get a good stable position. And another thing to touch on the med kit, whenever you rip it open, that gear is in a vacuum sealed bag, so it drops on the ground. Because I know some guys may say, well, you're dropping your med gear on the ground, well, it's in a vacuum sealed bag, so it's not going to, you know, get contaminated at all. And every piece of the gear is vacuum sealed as well. So Anyhow, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Check out the links below for Wild Tactical. Make sure you use our discount code, and I'll put Ty's Instagram below too, so you can go follow him. Thanks for watching Black Scout Survival.